Okay, hello and welcome everybody. Yeah, so this is me on me TV, and I was actually not going to make this video, and the reason for that is actually pretty simple because I guess I don't follow the normal opinion, so basically I'd be like the outsider, but I'll just give my thoughts here because I thought ultimately that's what I'm supposed to do. That's what I have to do. So I'll just give my thoughts here, and it's not just me that thinks that way. There are a few people that think that way, but it's certainly the minority. So what am I talking about? Well, if you haven't been following the news, Uli Hoeneß, he's about to return, or he wants to return as a president, and he's gonna get elected. It's ultimately that's just the way it is. He's gonna get at least. He's gonna get at least 99% of the votes, and that's just the way it is. So there's no way around this, and it would be a shocker really if you got anything below 98, 95, anything below that kind of amount. So he is basically going to be elected as a president, and that's going to be in November if my time frame is correct. But yeah, so why was I not going to make this video? Because I actually don't think he should return. Now, that's just my opinion. I think that he shouldn't return, but I can see obviously the argument of both sides. You have the arguments from the people that obviously want him to return, and when I say return, I'm talking about just president. Obviously, I still want him to stay with the club or whatnot, but I don't want him to return as a president. That's just my thoughts. But obviously, you have people that will say that he basically made the club into what it is. So ultimately, he should be. He should be continuing what he has done so far. But I think that if you look at the club at what it is right now the club is trying to move away from what it was. At least that's the direction that I see from the club. That right now it's trying to branch out, it's trying to move into a new direction, and it's trying to get a better image. You look at, okay, I'm going way back here, but you look at the last 5 years, not quite 5 years, but you look at around the time frame of the last 5 years. So we're looking at 2011 to 2016. The club has gotten calmer and calmer and calmer and calmer. Now with Pep Guardiola being there, obviously there are a few nervy moments, but really right now it's pretty calm. Right now the club is pretty calm. You have nothing coming out essentially. You have maybe a few. The mole story was big, but that was literally it. Then you had the whole story with Dr. Miller Wohlfahrt. That was pretty big. That was the biggest moment. But that was really it. That in terms of just the big stories like FC Hollywood. FC Hollywood, there wasn't that much controversial news. There wasn't that much controversial opinion. It was just pretty calm. It was a smooth sailing ship. Now, you look at before that, and it was very controversial. So, the club right now, they're trying to branch into a new direction. I think for that you need new leadership. I think for that you can't have someone that obviously was a former criminal be the head of an organization, of a business, of a club, and then trying to steer the club into a new direction. And obviously him being president itself would be controversial in itself. So I see the argument for that. Obviously that's the kind of an argument that I don't think that he should be a president. I think he should still have a role in the club, but I don't think he should be a president. The reason for that is the club right now is heading into a new direction. First of all, for image's sake, it would be better if he wasn't the president. Second of all, I feel that just the direction the club is going right now, I think that he shouldn't be a president, and I think ultimately I don't want to see him as a president. Because I think that right now the club is just trying to go into a different direction, and if you have both Hoeneß and Rummenigge, yeah, we all know how that's gonna end up. Again. So yeah, right now you look at the club standing to the rest of, not just the rest of Germany, but to the rest of Europe, and you can see they're Bayern, but that's just it. There is no real hate anymore like it was in the past. I remember back when I was in kindergarten, in Munich, by the way. I was in Munich, by the way, and I remember back in the day. And that was in Munich, and still every time you tell someone that you're a Bayern fan, or every time you tell someone that my favorite player is Oliver Kahn, they look at you like, are you mad? That's just the kind of reaction that Bayern or any player related to Bayern got. If the person you're talking to wasn't a Bayern fan, you'd instantly get criticized. It doesn't matter what you did. It doesn't matter if you hardly knew anything about the club. It was just a case of, what the heck is wrong with you, man? So nowadays when you say you're a Bayern fan, it's like okay, yeah, that's it. No, so like I said, the club right now has established itself differently. I'm not talking about internet, internet trolls and whatnot, and internet wars and internet fanboy wars and all that. That's totally irrelevant. That's totally irrelevant. I don't care what other people on the internet think. I only care about what the people I actually talk to think, and that's just the way it is. But yeah, that's just my thoughts. That's just my thoughts on the whole Uli Hoeneß. That's obviously the thoughts of him not returning to the club. Now, obviously, the thoughts of him returning to the club, and they're pretty simple. They're pretty simple and they're pretty straightforward. Now, obviously, the thoughts are, yeah, he made the club what it is today. He should play. Yeah, he should return. It's basically like somebody building. It's basically like somebody building a house for them to live in, then to go on holidays for a year or two, and then returning. And then the house being sold to somebody else for some reason, that's basically the way it looks like, which obviously doesn't make sense. But sometimes you have to think about, like, let's say you build a house for 30 years, for 40 years or so, since you're a teenager, you build it for 40 years, and then you're about to die. Let's say you're like 90 years old. That's just a harsh example, but you're about to die. You're like 90 years old, and you're thinking, okay, you know what? I could either live in here for 5 years and then the value of the house goes down, or I could give this house to my children because I've built it, and now it's time for them to take over. You have to kind of look at it in that aspect as well. So it's ultimately a case of, does he think that he can still do the job? If he can, then he's obviously gonna want to be president, which he obviously is. So I think he still believes he can do it, which I don't doubt for a second. Despite me not actually wanting as a president, I don't doubt for a second that he can't do the job, because I know he can do the job. It's that simple, But then you also have to look at the fact that he was a tax evader, and for that, you have to look at, and you have to think about, do you really want someone as a tax? You really want someone as a tax evader? Yes, he paid a sentence and whatnot, but do you really want someone as a tax evader to be the head of your club, to really represent the club? It's kind of like the Barcelona story. You have like what they called Bartolomeo, whatever, and the other guy, and then you have Real Madrid. You have Perez, and so basically it seems like the top three have three quote unquote criminals or ex-criminals or criminals that haven't been convicted yet at the helm of the club, and yeah, it's just. I guess I'm not a fan of that. I'll be honest. I guess I'm not a fan of that. Now, obviously, you have to look at you have to actually look at how you perceive tax evading, in general. You have to think, because for me, that's a big crime. For me, I think evading tax, is a pretty big crime. I think that's not really something that you can just overlook and just be like, yeah, it doesn't matter. It's just some money that the state wants. So I don't think you can look at it like that. I really don't. For me, it's a case of you took money, you didn't take money, but you didn't pay money on purpose for years. It's not just like a one-time thing. It's not just like me going to the street, me going down the streets and just being like, and me getting drunk or something and then accidentally hitting somebody or something like that, or going home. Actually, you can do that in the UK, but for example, me smoking weed or something like that. No, this is tax evading. This is over a long period of time. By the way, I don't smoke weed. No, I don't smoke anything, but it's a conscious decision that you're doing for multiple years, for multiple months, for maybe even decades, and you just have to think about, like, could you really live with that morally? That's just my thoughts on that. Maybe that's just because I'm currently studying law, so that's just my whole point. That's just my whole view on it. But I wouldn't want to for example, I wouldn't want a company that I work at, the boss, to be a known criminal, because that would ultimately shed a bad light towards not just the employers, the workers, but the company as a whole. And that's just my take as a whole thing. For me, I guess right now I value the brand FC Bayern too much. The kind of image it has, the kind of calm image it has right now. I guess I just value that a little bit too much. But that's just my thoughts on the whole take. Tell me what you guys think. I fully expect this video to be riddled with dislikes. I fully expect tomorrow when I open my doorstep to find the box and me just having to question what's in the box. I fully expect that. But for those that don't get the reference, what's 7? But yeah, I fully expect that tomorrow. I do expect that. And but I just had to share. I was gonna make this video before, but I thought no, I shouldn't make this video just because that it's not what people want to hear. Then I went to bed. I just woke up and I was like, before I went to bed, I was thinking, what, I do have to make this video just because it is such a huge discussion, it's such a huge topic, and ultimately I want to give my thoughts on that. I want to give my opinion on that. And you know, if tomorrow I'll open the door and I'll find like an angry mob of people in front of it, then that's what I get, but at least I shared my opinion. But that's the way I think though, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. As always, you can rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. I'm fully expecting a lot of dislikes. I'm fully bracing myself for that and whatnot. And the amount of hate mails, I'm probably gonna turn my phone on silent right now. But as always, people, like I said, you can rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. Peace out and have a nice day. Bye.